If you had only one day in Bangkok, there are worse ways to spend it than on the Chao Phraya River. The Chao Phraya is central to Thailand, its waters flowing from the country's northern provinces and emptying into the Gulf of Thailand. From the river, you can see many of Bangkok's most popular sites. In some places, you can see where people still live on its banks. And of course, many of the city's finest hotels make their home on the river. So come with me as I spend a day touring Bangkok by way of the Chao Phraya River. Bangkok is one of my favorite cities. As luck would have it, I woke up one morning at the Shangri-La Hotel with a balcony overlooking the Chao Phraya. My plan was to spend the day seeing the sights by way of the river. In general, the earlier you get to the sights, the better. But if you're staying in this area and aren't in any rush, you can take your time and stroll through Bang Rak. This is an area full of cafes, interesting shops, and landmarks. Bang Rak is also home to a burgeoning art scene. Be sure to check out the street art and the Warehouse 30 Art Gallery complex, where there is a really good cafe. My plan that day was to catch a boat headed north to the Grand Palace and Wat Pho. From there, I'll cross the river to Arun Wat, which is my favorite temple in Bangkok. I think you'll see why. Then I'll head down to the ICONSIAM mall for lunch and some air conditioning. After that, I'll return to my hotel to freshen up and get some rest. The first choice to make once you get to the river is which boat to take. There are several. There is a hop-on, hop-off tourist boat that comes about every 30 minutes and gives you unlimited rides for about $5 US. There are long-tail boats that can be chartered for tours of the river and into Bangkok's canals. There's even an electric ferry that I think is mostly used by local commuters. I chose to go with the Chao Phraya Express boat, which is kind of like a bus. Tickets are about 50 cents US and they run quite frequently. According to the signs, there are different boats making different stops. That can be determined by the color of their flags. But I only saw one, an orange flag, and those boats made every stop. About 15 minutes up the river, the boat arrives at the Ta Chang stop. From there, it's a short walk to the gates of the Grand Palace. The Grand Palace has been the official seat of the Thai monarchy and government since 1782, although since 1925, Thai kings have maintained residences elsewhere. Today, the palace grounds contain a number of museums and exhibits. Be sure to see the Emerald Buddha, which is housed in its own temple on the palace grounds. From the Grand Palace, it's about a 10-minute walk to Wat Pho, the temple complex directly south of the Grand Palace. The grounds of Wat Pho are more peaceful and intimate. For me, the highlight of Wat Pho is the reclining Buddha. There's just something about how big it is, and at the same time, the sense of serenity. The palace and the temple make a tidy little sightseeing pair. You could stop there in terms of cultural sites, but I suggest that you get back on the river and make a quick trip across to Arun Wat. Wat Arun is my favorite temple in Bangkok, and there's something really special about approaching it from the water. Spend some time wandering the temple grounds, appreciating the temple from different angles, and climbing to the various accessible levels. Get lost in the details. Enjoy your time out in Bangkok seeing the sights. But remember, Thailand gets hot. Try to avoid being out and walking around through the hottest parts of the day. And be sure to keep yourself hydrated. If walking around Arun Wat has you feeling the need for some relief, don't worry. One of Bangkok's best malls is just a few minutes down the river. And it has strong air conditioning and plenty to offer in terms of refreshments. If you're there for the shopping, it's got that in spades, along with some great views of the river. But I come here for the food. They've brought street food indoors, and at least to me, they've kept it as good. In Thai malls, people are really cooking. Here are those river views I mentioned. I like seeing the Chao Phraya from up here because it reminds me just how much is going on, just how many different types of boats are sailing up and down, carrying passengers, carrying freight. This is a working river, not just an attraction. After lunch, I headed over to my hotel for some afternoon relaxation. Night falls on the river as it does everywhere else. There are a myriad of other things in this city to draw you away from the Chao Phraya. But this night, I returned to the river. I wanted to check out a relatively new market/open-air mall called Asiatique. Returning to the Chao Phraya express boat at night is a new experience. All the familiarity of the daytime journey has long faded. It's new again, a little bit mysterious. After a few minutes enjoying the relative darkness, the lights of a Ferris wheel come into view. A few minutes later, I'm stepping off the boat and into Asiatique. wish I could say that the journey down here lived up to that moment of expectation when the lights first shone out of the preceding darkness. But quite frankly, I'd skip this market. I don't like to use the word tourist as a pejorative. It is the name of my channel after all. But this place, Asiatique, was underwhelming. The best thing about this place was seeing these kids play music. That almost made up for the trip. But by the time I was done, I had missed the last boat back and the taxi situation was horrendous. I ended up walking a long way to find a taxi that took me to a bar where I had a nice drink. But I could have just skipped Asiatique and gone straight to the bar. Oh well, next time I'll